Oh, didn't see you there. It's Thomas Edward. Welcome to the channel. I'll tell you what, we've got a very exciting video to show you today. I've been commissioned by a local trust to present to you a really nice video. And hold on. Do you hear something? I think that's the pure sound of, yes, pure sound of some steam engine pulling out of the Grange station. Wow, that's pretty good. Can't beat a bit of steam. On the date of the 18th of August 1932, the Lido in Grange-Over-Sands was proudly opened to the public for the first time.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I cut this ribbon, I announce Grange-Over-Sands Lido to be officially open.
We're in Grange-Over-Sands, a small town on the south of Cumbria coast, on the edge of one of the most beautiful but dangerous bays, Morecambe Bay. And what we're really here to look at is the Lido, one of the most famous landmarks that sits along the prom. The pool was designed by Thomas Huddleston, who was a local engineer for the Grange-Over-Sands Council. He was also well known for doing the clock tower and Grange and helping out with the prom gardens. The pool behind me cost 17 grand to build. You know, that's the kind of cash you could pay a car now, a small family-sized car. But in today's money, it's probably £1 million, that, you know, equivalent of that 17 grand all these years later in 2021. But tell you what, that's a good bit of cash. You know, it cost you 10 million to build that in today's money. So 2 days after it was officially opened, on the 20th of August, the West Brom Gazette reported the pool was attracting over 4,000 bathers and nearly 6,000 spectators at the Lido pool. And it lasted like that all the way up into early 40s, 43, and then the war came. And it shut from 43 to 45, and then it reopened again and kept going. And it was bringing in people from everywhere, because you got to remember, Grange-Over-Sands was a seaside resort. It isn't a village like we know today. It was actually a proper where you'd go on holiday. There was even boats going from Morecambe across the bay to Grange, and then you get off and have a few hours, and then you get back on a boat and go back to Morecambe. So it's a proper nice little town of seaside resort where you could have a very jolly day out. But the pool itself, it was a main attraction, and you know, people kept going because outside swimming and Lidos were popular all over the country, up and down the coast, and even inland in towns they had Lidos. sort of, I've had a bit of a clothes change. I've got some boots on, and we're coming round the back here with the Lido, and it's actually not as tall as I thought it was round the back. It's actually quite a lot lower, and it's all got, I'll just go over here, it's all got this reinforcement wall here. I think it's all got rebarb in here. You can see it's rust bleeding in places where the rebarb is, and then they've got a bit of wall on top where all the people would sit on top, or this bit here above my head is where the diving boards were, and up there I think there's like a klaxon or something, or a speaker if they had competitions. But what I mainly come around the back of here, because what the Lido's famous for here is it's heated seawater, and I'll come around here to look where the pipes is, but I can't seem to find them, except there's a pit over there where it looks like there could be a pipe. But I don't know, I think it's all been buried because of all the grass. Grange-Over-Sands famous marsh, what used to be sand, but obviously it's all grass and all sorts of stuff. But what also, the main thing I've come around the back is in 1977 the Lido had a big Morecambe Bay storm, and it smashed over the back of the wall. And I think it all flooded out a few changing rooms and things. But ever since then, that big storm weakened the back of the wall, and it was the beginning of the end really, because as something happens like that, it costs money, and then over the years it costs even more money, because you can only, it's like keeping a classic car really. You can chuck a bit of money into it, but sometimes you need to chuck a load of money into it for it to go anywhere, to, you know, you can get it done up. And this is sort of the same scenario, where it got to the point in the 80s where it was cheaper to build a new pool than actually chuck money back into this. So that's why in '93 it shut, because they just couldn't keep it going. You know, everything sort of, once you get a few things on top of it, you get piled in with more stuff to fix. So it was beginning of the end really when the storm went over the back of it. But, you know, can it be saved? That is the question. Can it be saved? The answer to my question is yes. The Lido is going to be saved for future generations to see. Save Grange Lido themselves have been working very hard, talking to people in the right areas of the industry, and to push it forward. And there's a range of 6 to 7 figure sums of cash to get this sorted and get it back to where it should be, and get it at one of a local attraction, you know, because I was talking before that Grange-Over-Sands was a seaside resort town, you know, back in the 1930s when the pool was originally built. But I should say, even today in 2021, it's still a busy little town with tourists. Even though it's probably not as big of a hype, there is still a lot of people coming, a lot of money still comes into Grange. There's still there's a lot of twee little shops and places and little restaurants, what, you know, all the tourists all swarm to, and the pubs, especially the pubs. So there is that industry still there. So once they can get this moving forward, and I believe from what I can gather, it's going in phases of what do you call it, building up, construction. So like you said, you've got to have the foundation first on anything like this. Get that sort of solid, then you can build everything around it. So it's all going to happen in phases. And I've been given this plan here to show of the idea proposed for the new pool. And looking here, there's going to be the main pool. It's going to be unheated pool, and it's going to be 50 metres long. And then where the diving boards were, and that slide what you saw in that 1930s footage, they've got a 30-metre long pool that's heated. And then what I can just see here to the right, there's hot tubs. And then all at the front there's a reception, Lido shop, and then toilets, and then there's a cafe at the very front with tables there. And then what is that? A paddling pool, and I can't quite see that one. There's another little water thing at the other side. And then there's ice creams over there. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot going on. When that's all open, it will go well. I'll tell you what, it will go well. Once that's all going and you can get it up to that standard of all those little bits, Across the Bay Eden project and Morecambe might go ahead. So imagine those two things together, where both sides of the bays have got this big sort of attraction. There's a lot of money's going to come in. And also Grange actually isn't in the South Lake District Park, National Park. It isn't quite in. Lindale's in, what's a mile outside of Grange, but Grange isn't in. So once you maybe get Lido in, it's attraction, big money. Well, it's not just money, but it's history. It's bringing back what we should have on the prom. It's bringing back its heritage. If that comes back, Lake District National Park might go, okay, we might put you in the park now, and then Grange will go into the park, and then it will come in. It will go even more up class and more in the right direction. It should be it should be at now, but it's going to take a few years, but it will come. And these plans are great, loving and looking at all the bits and bobs they have in, and it's wonderful. It's going to be great when it's open. Can't wait. Can't wait to walk down and have a look at it when it's all going on. Even when they start building, I'll go and have a look, see what's happening. It's very interesting. So I'll take you back to the Thomas Edward in person. So that's the end of the Thomas Edward Lido video. And probably next time when you see Thomas Edward here will be hopefully when they have a bit more progression and they put a bit of money into it, and we can see a bit of a change and a bit of a step forward in the right direction. So it's a big thank you to Save the Grange Lido for asking me to do a special video about the Lido and Grange. And hopefully we can do more on a future date. And if you've liked what you've seen today, make sure you give us a like and give us a comment and subscribe. Nearly up to 1,000, but it doesn't matter about that. Just subscribe anyway, because there's lots to come from Thomas Edward's channel. And remember to click that big bell